Hey guys, welcome and thank you for tuning in. You're watching Open Studio Cape Town TV. My name is Danny Cambo. As always, I'm your host for today's show. And yes, April has brought us some good things because joining me in studio is Valentine, who is a motivational speaker, a man that does it all. Okay, he's here to speak to us a little bit more about himself and also about some new things that is coming up, which I'll leave as a surprise for you guys. So you have to stay tuned until the end to know what is coming up. So Valentine, welcome to the show.
Man. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, and you as well. Welcome
Thank
to the
you
show.
for
So for
having
those that's watching, guys at home, I'm going to just tell us a little bit more about yourself, your background, where you come from.
Okay, great. So my name is Valentine, like you said. Kuzo and Shy. I have a long saying, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever I say it, like, cost of people, the click always gets me so raw. But they say Kuzo and Shy, like, I mean, the beating, I don't know, it's like that in Kosa.
I know Shaya.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so they always say that. But at least, so, okay, a bit about me. Valentine, I'm Zimbabwean by birth. I was born in a small city of Marondera. I'm in the city, you can walk 15 minutes, you're done with the city. Yeah. So like Cape Town and all that. So yeah, that's where I was born with my father and my mom. They were together by that time. Yeah, that's me, man. So that's my background, Zimbabwean, Marondera.
Wow,
Yeah.
and yourself? Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself? Yeah.
Like I say, my name is Wilson. I was born and raised in Zimbabwe as well, in a small city called Kariba, there by the border of Zambia. And I went to further my education in Chinoi, another small city as well. And then I came this side and joined Lionheart.
Yeah. So it's something brought you guys together, I see.
Yeah.
No,
The law of
that's cool.
attraction.
The?
The law of attraction.
The law.
Yeah, man, you talk what you are. You
Wow.
talk what you are, yeah.
But something happened to you when you were very young.
Yeah.
And you lost your father at a very young age.
Exactly.
Can you tell us about how that experience was for you?
Okay, I would say I lost my father when I was 11 years old. So, I mean, every guy can really say that there's a big role that a pops play in a child's life.
Yeah.
I always give an example of Mayweather, right?
Yeah.
That guy is 15-0, he's never lost. The people really don't know the secret behind him not losing. It's his dad, because he's the one that trains him. He knows which buttons to push for that guy to beat people like crazy like that. So I didn't have that. I didn't have a dad that would look me in the eye and tell me that, son, you can do it. So that on its own was a very like tough challenge, especially when you're in Zim. You don't have a provider. You don't have somebody who can tell you that you can keep on going, especially when you've got, those big dreams. And you really need somebody that believes in you. So my dad, when he passed away, I didn't have that. But yeah, it was something else, man. But yeah, we went through it.
Yeah, wow. And how old were you at the time?
I was 11 years old.
Are you the only one of your siblings?
I've got a young brother. He's 20 right now. He just turned 20 today.
Is it?
Yeah.
And so when your father passed away, obviously you've only had one parent.
Yeah.
Within a family who had to be a mother and a father.
Exactly.
To you. So can you tell us now about your mom? How has she been all these years?
Man. Whenever I talk about my mom, I mean, as a guy, I'm not afraid to say this. I think women are the most powerful people on earth.
Yeah.
Because I saw that through my mom. Let me say this. I always say this, and men get offended with this, but I call the ladies the heroes, man.
Yeah.
Because I saw it through my mom. She was with me through thick and thin, and she always believed that I can make it.
Yeah.
I mean, so the reason why I adore her so much, ladies have this thing that they can do that men cannot do. Ladies can multiply stuff. They can create stuff.
Yeah.
That's why they can give birth, but a man cannot give birth.
Yeah.
That's why you can give them a sperm, they give you a kid. That's why you can give them grocery, they give you food.
Yeah.
So they can just multiply stuff.
Yeah.
So when I looked at my mom, I was like, no way. I mean, she's the hero, man.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Every woman is. I
Yeah.
know that.
I know that feeling, No,
Yeah.
she's taking all the credit over there.
Right.
Being the only woman here on the show. But I know that feeling for sure. I've also grown up with just my mom, and
Yeah.
it's difficult But when you see them go through it, it just gives you that motivation, you know.
Exactly.
I have
That's true.
to be successful for my mom.
For her, too, exactly.
You know, I have to push through for her. Like you mentioned, they can do magic, like the kitchen.
Magic.
I've seen some stuff in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, last night's food and today's food, magic. So
magic,
yeah.
yeah.
So what drove you to start what you've started?
Okay, so what drove me to start, like what you're saying, my mom was the biggest motivation because first things first, I just wanted to change her life for everything that she went through, like for me, because she didn't live a life that she wanted so that I can have a life that I want. So at the end of the day, she has to live a life that she wants on the expense of my life
yours,
now.
yeah.
So she was the biggest motivation, she was the biggest drive. And looking at my young brother as well, like he was the biggest drive. I always tell people that when you want to find motivation, get it from the people around you. They're the reason why you're doing everything you're doing.
Yeah.
It ain't for you, but it's for them.
Yeah.
So my mom was my biggest drive, bro.
Yeah, wow. So at the age of 11, you've already started being independent, you know,
Yeah.
supporting yourself and the family.
Exactly.
How's that experience been like for you?
It was, for me, right now I say it was beautiful because it made the man I am.
Yeah.
If I hadn't gone through it, like I always say to people, don't, your past is not something to feel pity about. It's something to embrace because it made who you are.
Yeah.
Only a challenge or a bad experience can make a better person because you cannot see the future if you don't have a bad past.
Yeah.
So it was amazing. I mean, I got to a point of gathering wild fruits and selling at 11 years old, selling in the street. I got sued at, I think, 14 years old because I was an illegal vendor in the street. I got sued. I slept in jail one night. You look at things, it's even illegal to sue a 14-year-old in
14-year-old.
Zimbabwe. But I was doing illegal things. I get sued and something that's not even in the courts of, I mean, in the law or something like that. But it made the man who I am today. If it wasn't for that, then so it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you basically pretty much raised yourself, so
Yeah,
to speak.
man.
Yeah. With your
Yeah, my
sisters.
mom was
Yeah,
there.
your mom was there definitely,
Yeah,
but
but
you know, you had to be your own man.
I had
so
to be the
speak.
man,
Yeah.
bro. I had to be the man. I had to stand up because I couldn't afford looking at that woman and see her struggle to get us food. So I could just pick up and say, Mama, I'm going to help you do this and we're going to do this together. And I had to stand like a man. So I became a man at a very young age.
Yeah, wow. For those of you that's watching at home that had to become a man at a very young age and you are still persisting, you are still pushing through, hold on to your dreams because when we come back from the break, we're going to discuss what he's done to help him become the person he is today. So do not go anywhere. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, you're not too late. You are watching Open Studio Cape Town TV. I'm your host for today's show. My name is Danny Kambwa. And joining me in studio today is Valentine and his lovely assistant, the PA over there. She will get to introduce herself one more time. So for those of you that just missed it, you get to know who she is as well. So Valentine is here to speak to us a little bit more about himself. He's a motivational speaker and also a people's figure, so to speak. He's been doing a lot of work within the communities to try and uplift, motivate and encourage young people or people of whatever age to reach and achieve for the goals. So guys, welcome once again to the show.
Thank you.
And thank you guys, welcome for tuning in today to spend this few moments with us. So Valentine, we spoke about your past.
Yeah, man.
Okay, speaking to you backstage, you mentioned something about school.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't like school.
I hate school.
You hate
bro.
school.
I hate
Tell us what was your experience like at school, because you have to overcome many challenges.
to
You
be there.
had to work. Your dad wasn't around. Your dad passed on, so you had to be there for yourself. Well, with your mom's help. So how was school experience like for you?
School for me has been, another experience that other people don't see it that way.
Yeah.
So as I was growing up, I saw that there's something wrong about the African system, or let's just say the system itself.
Yeah.
See, so as I was going to school, like as we spoke earlier on, like what we were saying, I hate school, but I love education.
Yeah.
So, like the reason why I say I hate school is because I hate people being turned into robots, compliant workers. You see, when everybody's in school, they're saying that I want to be a manager, I want to be this, I want to be there. But then who's going to be the boss? See, you got teachers teaching business studies, but them teachers don't have businesses. Mm-hmm. You got teachers teaching people to have a lot of money, but the teachers are broke. So the school system for me doesn't make sense at all. So when I was in school, I would better go for education than school. So education is what you see right now.
Yeah.
Whereby you bring out the best of what I have, not to put what you want.
Yeah.
Because any parent can confirm that two kids are totally different, right? You got a boy and a kid, their brains are different. So you cannot have one person teaching 30 kids the same thing. It doesn't make sense. So what do we do? Education is us understanding that you bring out something that somebody, that's what already in you. Like my guys there with the cameras, they got that, right? So you just bring that out and make the best out of it, not to make him a pilot when he ain't. So for me, the years and whatever like about school, I just embraced education. When they told me, I looked at what worked for my life, and that's what made me go through it up to now.
Wow. Just out of curiosity, have you ever thought of becoming a politician?
A politician? No way. No, man.
You spoke fire right now.
No.
You spoke sense right now.
Right.
Yeah. But I can imagine you had a different school experience. What was your experience like in school?
Well, in school, I think it was probably the same. Yeah.
Yeah, so great minds think alike.
That's right.
So how
People
was
with
it
me.
in particular being in Zimbabwe? Being in school in Zimbabwe. How was
Okay.
it in particular?
Zimbabwe's got the greatest education. I think you know that.
Yeah.
These guys know stuff. But right now we're in South Africa looking for greener pastures because we were broke. So it always, I mean, it comes back to the same point. Like being in Zimbabwe, like educated in Zimbabwe is a good thing. But Zim now is sort of like SA. You gotta struggle for your school. You gotta hustle for your money. If you come to school without, I mean, you haven't paid your school fees, they send you back home. It's different, yeah, where you can get a lot of funds and, you know, scholarships and stuff. Zimbabwe, there's nothing like that. If they give you a scholarship, you gotta work for the government for like 5 to 10 years to pay that back.
Wow.
So it's hard getting school in Zimbabwe. And for me to make it like all the years up until I was done, I had to hustle, bro. So school in Zim is the best, like they give you the best education, but it's hard to
Struggle to get in there, yeah.
struggle to get.
Wow, but you were business-minded all along, you know, since a very young age.
Yeah.
And then after matric, you immediately went into it and you
Into
started
business,
a music business.
Yes.
Yeah, can you tell us about that? Can you sing? Can you?
No, oh my God, just listen to their voice, man. So, okay, I learned to play the piano in church.
Okay.
So I'm one guy who would just say that I don't want to waste my time doing what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
If everybody else is going to get PhDs, I want them to work for me after they're done. That was me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's nothing wrong about a PhD, but I'm saying I'm an optimist.
Yeah.
I love taking things quick.
Yeah, yeah.
So when I was done with school, I started a piano school. I started giving piano lessons, private lessons. I'm not qualified for it, but if I tell you that right now I got about a staff of 15 that are working for me that are qualified for it. See what I'm talking about?
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Opportunities.
Yeah. So after like I started my school, I started with private lessons. Then when I was doing it in Zim, like, you know, income for people is hard in Zim. I mean, there's a reason even I had to move in SA so that I have to grow the school.
Yeah.
So when I got to SA, all right, let me not explain that because you might have questions about that. When I get
Oh,
to
you
SA.
go for it. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
So there's a reason I moved, yeah. So I was like in Zim, I remember my first time on TV, I was interviewed as the youngest entrepreneur in Zim at like 19 years old.
Okay.
Like registering my first company. That's that piano school. So yeah, it went well. I am one person that did not come from Zim broke. I came here so that I can lift my business up. So it's like I was still watering the green pastures, not looking for other green pastures.
Yeah. So you already had your foot in there. It's
Yeah.
just about putting your footsteps.
Exactly.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because everyone is thought about the South African dream, just like New York.
Yeah. So when you moved to South Africa, you know, you had an idea what you wanted to do, where you wanted to be. So where was the first place you located? Was it Johannesburg? Was it Cape Town?
It's Cape Town, right? It was Cape Town.
Why Cape Town? Why choose Cape Town?
There was my relative here. She's the one that said, okay, you can come here.
Okay.
And then because she said that, I came. Just
Okay.
like that.
And then you walked in a restaurant.
Yes.
Yeah, and-
I got in. I was working at Food Lovers there at Green Market Square.
Yeah.
I worked for 3 months. Yeah.
So what was your experience like there?
Yo, crazy, man. I mean, I didn't like it at all.
You didn't like
At all.
You didn't like the fact that you are working for somebody, or you did just not like the
I
business?
didn't like the fact that I could get paid 12 times in a year out of 365 days. No way. And I didn't like the fact that I was selling my time for money. I was slowly becoming a slave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is something you go against.
I
Being
go
slave
against
into
that.
something. That's why you hate school.
That's why I hate school.
It's like you're being slave into something.
Yeah.
You know, you're very easy to follow. You know, you're smart.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing. You
Thanks
know
a
what
lot,
you are
bro.
talking about. And
Yeah.
we need that within our youth. You know, we need that within the young people.
Yeah.
And for those that are already doing it, we need you to give back.
Yes.
You know, and that is what you've been doing. You've been doing public speaking, motivational speaking. How is that road being for you, just briefly before we end up?
Okay, it was amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's living a dream. Like there are two sides of Valentine. There's me being an entrepreneur. There's me being a speaker. So that has been great.
All right, so we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to continue on that because that's big.
Yeah,
that is big. That is big. For those of you that's watching at home, guys, I want you to open your ears because your mind is about to be exploded, okay? There's so much nice stuff, good things coming now after the break. So stay tuned. Do not go anywhere. We'll see you after this. All right, guys, welcome to it. We're almost at the end of the show, but if you tune in, you're not too late. There's still some time to get as much information as you can and learn something new. We're having so much fun here in studio. I hope those of you that has been with us since the beginning are having as much fun as we are. And just to continue with our conversation, with me in studio is a lovely Welsa and also Valentine, who many calls Valentino, I don't know why. but he is here also to speak with us a little bit more about his life story, his success, and also what is in store for the future for him. So guys, once again, welcome to the show.
Thanks, man.
For those that just tuned in, a big welcome to you as well. Okay, so guys, we spoke about your background, spoke about your history, where you are from. You know, you said you were from Zimbabwe, for any Zimbabweans that's watching right now. And you're making them proud. You're making the youth proud. You're making your country proud because you're being persistent in what you do. You're being consistent in what you do, and you are pushing through the barriers. You are breaking down walls. You know, and you are going for your dreams.
Exactly.
And you, Mercy, over there with the Lion's Heart T-shirt. What is this experience been like for you? You know, this journey, with Valentine. Yeah.
When I met Valentine, it was on social media.
Was it a romantic?
No.
Okay.
No.
No, not even close.
Okay.
He's married, by the way, so
Okay.
ladies is taken. And,
Yeah.
I was working, but obviously I was not happy.
Yeah.
Like you're selling time and the bosses, you know how they do. So I was like, on social media, I met Valentine because I'm training as a life coach as well.
Okay.
So as you know, law of attraction, we started speaking on social media and then we met. And okay, cool. Can you be my assistant for the Lionheart family? I'm like, okay, cool. Because we want to change lives. It's not about just speaking and business coaching, life coaching, and help people with depression. Because a lot of people that are struggling out there and they can't reach out to like people that have experience already and they're not open to their family because they're scared of being judged. So like, okay, Lionheart is not a business. It's not an organization. It's like a community that we're bringing to you guys as a family. So you're welcome to us, and then we can help you, not just business. So like, okay, cool. I love changing lives. It's my passion.
Wow.
So I don't work for him. I work with him.
You work with him. Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. Yeah. So it's a partnership kind of
Yes.
thing. It's where two hearts, you know, wants the same thing.
Exactly,
two minds are thinking alike. You know, you want to make a change,
Yeah, man.
Yes.
and that is what you are going for. So when did you discover that you had a passion for motivational speaking? Because you do it so well.
Yeah.
You convinced me to hate school and love education just now. So what made you, or what opened up your mind to that, and how was that journey like for you coming to your success?
Okay, let me put it this way. When I was growing up, right?
Yeah.
I discovered that there's something wrong, because I always ask mommy, why is my teacher broke? But they're the ones telling me, do not waste your time and go get money. Why are not they getting money? Why is that when every president speaks about something, they speak about employment, not being a boss? So when I saw something wrong about the system, I told myself, I'm going to take the system down. And when you know, looking at everything that happens in Africa, everybody wants to change the world, but they don't really have that impact like Martin Luther King, because they're, at the end of the day, they're being driven by the system again.
Yeah.
So I told myself I'm one guy who's going to come against that. That's what drove me to do this.
Yeah, and what you mentioned now made lots of sense, because you will hear this even like now that it is almost time for election.
Yeah.
You will hear this a lot. We will alleviate unemployment.
Exactly.
And we'll give the youth, you only hear stats, you know.
Yeah.
So many youth are being employed, we're planning to employ, but you don't really hear people saying we're going to fund business or invest into young coming entrepreneurs, trying to help them. So you saw that, and you now you speak on that, trying to open up people's minds. So you had an event that happened recently. How was the turnout like for you?
Yo, the turnout was great, man. The turnout was great. I'd say that other than me being a speaker, me being an entrepreneur, I'm doing very great. And I've, like, the journey of me being an entrepreneur led actually to me being a speaker. I thought about one thing. Africans, they don't listen to you when you talk about money and you don't have it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let me get the money first. When I speak a lot of money, they're gonna listen to me. So right now, if I just say, guys, let's do this, they do it because they know he's
Just
got
like
results.
that.
Yeah, so
he knows what he's talking
exactly. We can follow the blueprint.
Yeah.
So if I talk about 1 million, they know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So something beautiful happened to you. You were blessed with a beautiful baby boy.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Can you tell us about that experience? What was the experience for you? How is it for you to be a father, knowing that you lost your father so many years ago?
Okay, so let me put it this way. I always say that everybody can be a father, but not everybody can be a dad, right? So me being a dad is, I mean, it's the most beautiful thing that I've happened to me. You said I'm married, but just my fiance, and actually the wedding again is coming this year, like December, to a cause of women. She's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, people paying the wrong things on social media. South African woman there, South African woman there. I tell them, you meet my woman, you start speaking a different story.
Yeah.
So she's amazing, and then she gave birth to, I mean, a beautiful, I call him a beautiful boy. He's so cute, man.
Yeah.
It's the greatest thing that ever happened to me.
I mean, look at his father. I mean, come on.
Yeah, man.
Come on.
It's the greatest feeling. When you get in there, and for me, because he's not an expense like other parents that say children are expenses, you know, you see it when you get there. For me, it's everything because I can give him everything he wants. Yeah.
Wow. So for those that are following into the footsteps, or for those that want to start their own thing, do motivational speaking, that sees a gap and they want to speak on it, can you tell us, what advice do you have for them?
Okay, the advice that I have for you, if you want to be successful in everything that you're doing, be it motivational speaking or whatever, a good lesson doesn't come from success, it comes from failure. So for me, people try to avoid failures, but it's a process of life. I mean, it's human nature. One way or the other, we're going to fail. So number one, don't be afraid of failure. Just go for it, because even if you're afraid or not, you're just going to fail. Number two, the margin for error is so small. It's either you're a second late or you're a second too early. You just got to be on point. So what do? When you work on something that you love, you don't have a plan B for it. You have got only a plan A. So the reason why Africans are failing, they have got a plan B. When they want to do something, they leave a gap so that they can escape if a challenge comes. So for me, it's either I do it or I do it. I don't have an option. If I get outside the house, I don't have a job to tend to when things go bad, so I gotta go get it. So don't leave an option in whatever you're doing. Just do that and do it best with excellence, and you make it.
Wow.
Okay.
This guy speaks. I can feel, no, definitely you are suited for what you are doing, and I like that you enjoy what you are doing, because you don't have a plan B, like you mentioned. You have a plan. It's only the plan A, and it's either do or die.
Yes.
You know, and you have to go for it. So we've come to the end of the show, guys. Thank you so much. Obviously, people want to get to know you. Can you just briefly tell us where we can get hold of you quickly?
Okay, you can check my Facebook. It's at VK Lionheart.
VK Lionheart.
Right.
Yep.
Same with Instagram. And then YouTube is the full name, Valentine Kuzondishai, The Lionheart. And then, you can check us as well, like my company website, www.angeljaden.co.za.
This is a qualified player. She remembers everything. So, guys, thank you so much for coming to the show. Guys, I thank you there for those that's watching at home. Thank you so much for tuning in. Do not stop watching Open Studio. Keep watching. There's always something new, something for you to learn. Guys, thank you so much. I wish you guys all of the best in your future endeavors. And also for those of you that's coming up, want to be motivational speakers, go out there, achieve your goals. No plan A's, only no plan B's, only plan A's. Go and achieve it, guys. For me, Danny, come with the Cape Town TV crews. Bye-bye for now. Till next time.